In a bustling town nestled between misty hills, lived a young woman named Zara. She was known for her quiet strength and warm smile, but behind her gentle eyes lay a heart bruised by hardship. Orphaned at a young age and raised by her grandmother, Zara worked as a tailor to make ends meet. Life hadn't been easy, but she never let bitterness take root. Instead, she stitched her pain into beauty, one thread at a time. The meeting one. Rainy evening, a stranger entered her small shop. His name was Ayan, a passionate artist who had recently returned to his hometown after years abroad. He needed a costume for an upcoming art festival, and Zara agreed to help. Over the next few weeks, Ayan visited often. They shared stories, laughter, and dreams. Where Zara saw the world through practicality, Ayan saw it in colors and light. Their hearts, though shaped by different paths, recognized something familiar in each other, a longing to be understood, a desire to be seen. The bond grows. As time passed, Zara's once quiet world bloomed. Ayan brought music into her silent evenings, and she brought calm into his stormy mind. He encouraged her to showcase her embroidery in the festival. She hesitated, unsure of her worth, but Ayan said words that stayed with her forever. You don't rise by standing alone. You rise by letting love in. With trembling hands and a hopeful heart, Zara displayed her work. People were mesmerized by the emotion woven into her fabrics. Orders flooded in. For the first time, Zara's name was spoken with admiration, not just as a tailor, but as an artist. The struggle. But no story of love and rise is without struggle. Ayan's past caught up with him. His family disapproved of his art, and even more so of his bond with a poor girl like Zara. Pressured by expectations, he was asked to leave town for a prestigious opportunity abroad. The night before he left, he found Zara under the starlit sky, quiet and unsure. She didn't ask him to stay. She only whispered, "If love is true, it will rise above distance, above time." Ayan left with a heavy heart, but with a promise to return. Through love, she rose. Zara could have fallen apart, but instead she rose. She expanded her work, trained local women, and started a community center for underprivileged girls. Her art became a symbol of hope. She proved that love, whether present or far away, could be a source of strength. Years passed. On the 5th anniversary of the art festival, Zara stood on stage as a guest of honor, and there in the front row was Ayan, back just as he had promised. Finale. Together they rose. He walked up to her with the same warmth in his eyes. No words were needed. Their journey had shaped them, strengthened them. They had risen, through trials, through distance, and most of all, through love. They built a life together not of riches, but of purpose. Where others saw obstacles, they saw opportunities to grow. After their reunion, Zara and Ayan began building something bigger than themselves, a school of art and craft in their town. They named it Umeed, Hope. It became a place where children and women learned embroidery, painting, music, and storytelling. Ayan taught the children how to paint their dreams, while Zara taught them how to weave strength into every stitch. The school wasn't just about art, it was about confidence, independence, and dignity. The storm returns. But success often brings new challenges. A wealthy developer wanted to buy the land where their school stood to build luxury apartments. He offered Zara and Ayan a large sum of money, but they refused. When persuasion failed, the developer began spreading rumors, accusing them of using the school for profit. Donations slowed and some townsfolk began to doubt them. Zara felt the weight of the gossip, but Ayan reminded her, truth always rises, just like love. Standing strong instead of giving up, they decided to open their doors to the public. They held an open art exhibition where every child and woman shared their work and their personal stories of how the school had changed their lives. The event was magical. Colors, music, laughter. People saw with their own eyes the difference Umeed had made. Support poured in once more, and the developer backed away, unable to fight the community's unity. Love's legacy. Years later, Umeed became famous across the country. Students went on to become designers, teachers, and artists. Many returned to help the next generation. Zara and Ayan, now older, would sit on the school's front steps, watching children run with dreams in their eyes. They knew their love had done more than lift them. It had lifted an entire community. Message: love is not just two hearts meeting. It's what you build together that can change the world. It was a golden evening. The sun sank slowly behind the hills, painting the sky in shades of amber and rose. Zara sat in the courtyard of Umeed, her hands busy stitching the final piece she would ever work on, a tapestry telling the story of the school, their struggles, and their victories. Ayan, now with silver in his hair and a gentle weakness in his steps, came to sit beside her. They didn't speak for a while. They simply watched the children laughing in the playground, their voices carrying in the wind like music. A gift of a lifetime. Ayan took her hand and placed a small wrap box in her palm. Inside was a simple silver locket, and in it, a tiny embroidered flower, a piece from her very first design, preserved for decades. "This," he whispered, "was the day you taught me that love is not about holding each other back. It's about helping each other rise." Tears shimmered in Zara's eyes. She had no words, only gratitude. The final lesson. That night, as the moonlight bathed their home, Ayan quietly passed away in his sleep, his hand still holding hers. There was no pain, only peace, as if he had simply drifted into another dream. In the morning, Zara sat alone by the window, the locket warm against her chest. The loss was heavy, but so was the love he had left behind. She decided to keep Umeed alive for as long as she breathed. Through love, they rose. Forever years later, when Zara too left the world, the school was still thriving, run by former students who carried forward her and Ayan's vision. At the entrance hung the tapestry she had finished that last evening, a living reminder that love had not only raised two souls, but had lifted countless others. Beneath it, engraved in stone, were the words they had lived by. Through love, we rise. And so, even after their hearts had stopped, their love continued to rise, forever.